Hello, it's Adam here. I'm going to be giving you a guitar tutorial for the song Beautiful Life by Crush. We're going to start off by just covering a few basics. The first thing is it's in standard tuning, and we have a capo on the 3rd fret. And we're going to be playing in the key of G, but it's going to be sounding in the key of B flat, which is the key of the original recording. So first let's go over the basic chords. First chord is G major. Now you guys have probably played this version of G major, this version of G major before, but we're actually going to simplify it for this, and we're just going to play the 3rd finger on the low G, 3rd fret, 6th string, and that's going to be it. Okay? And we're going to play it all the way up until the 2nd string. So we're not going to play the high E string. We're just going to play up to the 2nd string. Okay, so that's our G major chord. Next is our B minor 7 chord. And B minor 7 has a bar up until the 5th string. So we take our 1st finger and we make a bar right next to the fret. And then we take our 2nd finger and it goes right on the 2nd string, 2nd fret. And our 3rd finger goes on the 4th string on the 1, 2, 3, 4th fret. Okay? Okay, and again, we're going to only play from the 5th string to the 2nd string. Okay? Now, the next chord is sort of like a E minor 7 chord. The way I like to play it is by letting the B and the D of this B minor 7 chord ring through while I play it, and I do what's called a hinge bar, where I hinge my hand. You can sort of see like this. I go like this, and I go from here and I hinge it up so I can get that open 3rd string. Okay? So what I'm doing is I'm going like this, lifting up, hinging, and I'm playing the open G, the F sharp, and then back to the open G. Okay? In real time, it's going to sound something like this. Okay? Now, if you can't do the hinge bar, there's a way around it. You can just lift up everything except for your 3rd finger on the F sharp, and it'll sound like this. Okay? It still works, just a little bit less sustained sound. Okay? It's a personal preference. I think it sounds a little bit better to have those sustained notes. It gives it a more harmonious, a more sonorous sound. Anyways, the next chord is just a basic D major chord. Okay? 1st finger on A, 2nd finger on F sharp, 3rd finger on D. Okay? But we actually don't need this middle finger because we're only going to be playing up until the 2nd string here. So we're playing the open D, A, and D. This is an open 5th. Okay? But it doesn't hurt if you put the middle finger down, and, by habit, you know the chord shapes, basic D major chord, you're probably going to grab it and the 2nd finger is going to be there. Not a big deal. Okay? So that's the chords for basically the intro and the verse, with some extra chords in the verse. But we're going to get to that in a bit. Let's go over the right hand pattern, the picking pattern of our right hand for the intro. So our right hand fingers, I'm just going to go over the names of the fingers because I'm going to be referring to them by their letter name. So our thumb is P, index finger is I, middle finger is M, and ring finger is A. So these fingers are the fingers we're going to be using to pluck the strings. Okay, this is classical guitar technique, but it's very similar to fingerstyle stuff. So I'm going to be referring to my right hand fingers by P, I, M, and A. So let's start off from the intro, the beginning. So we got our G major chord. We're going to start with just doing a basic arpeggio through this G major chord. It's going to be like this. Okay? So we do P, I, M, A. And our thumb is on the 6th string. Our I finger is on the 4th string. Our M finger is on the 3rd string. And our A finger is on the 2nd string. Okay? So we do P, I, M, A. And then after that, we're going to do M, I, M. So it sounds like this. Okay, it has a syncopated rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's the first chord. And we do the same pattern for the next chord too. We go to B minor 7, and then to the E minor 7. So P is on the 5th string, I is on the 4th string, M is on the 3rd string, and A is on the 2nd string. So we have P, I, M, A, and then M, I, M. Okay, then we go to D major, and for this, we're going to do, oops, did I forget a chord? I forgot a chord. after the B minor 7 is the actual E minor 7 chord. Like that. Okay? So E minor 7 is just completely open strings. We have open E, we have open D, open G, open B. And we're going to do P, I, M, A, M, I, M. Okay? So, next chord, now we get to the D major chord. And we have we're going to play together 3 notes, D, A, and D. And we do it by plucking our fingers in a motion sort of like this. Okay, so it goes like this. Okay, so the whole intro sounds like this. Okay, and that's the intro. The verse starts off, first 3 chords are the same. So you have basically G, B minor 7, E minor 7 again. Okay, but instead of going to the D, we go to an A minor 7 chord. So we have E minor 7, now A minor 7 right here. Okay, so quick note, the E minor 7 in the verse is actually 2 bars, whereas in the intro it was only 1 bar. So we sort of we stay on that E minor 7 chord an extra bar, and then we go to A minor 7 chord. So an A minor 7 chord is like an A minor chord without the 3rd finger. So if you know our basic A minor chord here with open A, E on the 2nd finger, 4th string, A on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and the C on the 1st fret, 2nd string, like that. We're just going to get rid of our 3rd finger. So now we have an open G in there. Okay, it's a little bit more jazzy sound. Okay, so we have A minor 7. Again, same right hand pattern. P, I, M, A, M, I, M. Okay, then we go to a G major chord in 1st inversion, which means the B note is in the lowest sounding voice, not the G note. So we're going to put our 2nd finger on B, and then this is our G/B chord, or G major in 1st inversion. So we have B, open D, open G, open B. Okay, and same right hand fingering. P, I, M, A, M, I, M. And then we go to a D sus4 3 chord. So basically it's a suspension of the D major chord. So the D major chord is the same. We just take our pinky, we put it on the G right here. And this right hand fingering is very similar, it's just slightly different. We're going to do P, I, M, A, M, I. Then we're going to do A again on the G, and then we're going to resolve the G to the F sharp. So the pinky goes to the 2nd finger, and then we're going to play the D major chord plucked all 4 notes. P, I, M, A. So that in slow motion, that's like this. P, I, M, A, M, I, A, P, I, M, A. Okay. Then the chord progression goes back to the G, just like in the beginning. Back to the B minor 7. This little thing. E minor 7. Now here we have a C sus 6/5 chord. Okay, so basically we have C on on our third finger, 5th string, 3rd fret. We're going to put our first finger, 2nd fret, 4th string on the E, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string on the A note. Okay, so this gives us this cool sounding chord. This is C sus 6/5 chord. And then we're going to play together P-I-M-A with our right hand. And then we're going to play an open B. That's our. So with our A finger, we're going to play the open B. Like so. And then we're going to strike the E in the 4th string with our I finger. So, and then we're going to release our 2nd finger. So we have an open G, and we're going to play that with our M finger. So it goes P-I-M-A-I-M. Okay. So that little section goes like this. Afterwards, we go back to an A minor chord, and we're gonna. This is a regular A minor chord, and we're gonna do a little hammer-on the first finger, 2nd string, 1st fret. So we're going from there. We're gonna do a roll with our right hand, P-I-M-A, and then we're gonna restrike the 2nd string with our A finger. And if you want, you can, in between there, you can restrike the 4th string with your I finger. So it's like that. But if you can't do that, you can just do eliminate that extra note. And then the next chord is G. And you can lead into the G with the C again. Or if you can't do that, you can just do like so. And again, we're plucking P-I-M-A. 6th string, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string. Okay? Then our M finger of our right hand is going to do like this. To the G note. So our 2nd finger, 3rd string, 2nd fret is going to play the A, and then it's going to pull off to the G. Like so. Okay, and again, I'm adding the 4th string in between there as filler. You don't have to, you can just do like so. And then you go to a D sus 4/3 again. Same like before. P-I-M-A-I-M-A together. Okay, so the whole verse is going to sound like this. Again, I added a few extra notes in there that you don't have to do, going to from the G to the D sus chord. So this, you can do a pull off from D to E to A, which would be I, hammer on M, can just do okay, that's an easier way. Alright, so that's the verse. Now verse 1 and verse 2 are the same, so I'm not going to go over both of them. You're just going to repeat it the same way. Okay, on to the chorus. Chorus starts with a G major chord. Okay, so G major chord's the same, and the right hand pattern is just P-I-M-A-M-I-M. Okay, same pattern. Then we go to a D major chord in first inversion, so the F sharp is in the lowest sounding voice. And we're going to play that chord by putting our first finger on F sharp. And then we're going to basically recreate this D chord shape, but we're going to shift everything over. So starting with the second finger, and then third finger on F sharp, and then pinky on D. So it's like that. So we have... Now technically we don't really need this third finger right here on the F sharp. It's just there kind of for good measure, because when we go to strum, we can strum that note and it'll sound good. If we don't have it, it's a different chord and not really what we want, but this is good. So we have our D major chord in first inversion. We go to just a basic E minor chord. Okay. And for this, because we're doing fingerstyle and we're not playing all the notes, we don't really need to hold down all B and E. We just really need the note on the E, so our second finger. Like so on the E minor chord. P-I-M-A-M-I-M. Then we go to C major chord. Okay. C major, third finger on fifth string, third fret. E on second finger, fourth string, second fret. Open G, first finger, second string, first fret on C. Same right hand finger in P-I-M-A-M-I-M. Okay. Then we go back to G, same thing. The next chord is a B7 chord. B7 is second finger on the B, second fret, fifth string. Okay. First finger on D sharp, fourth string, first fret, first finger. Third finger, second fret, third string on the A. Pinky right on the first string, second fret, and that's an F sharp. And so in order to do this, we have to sort of tilt our wrists a little bit like this. So that way we can get all three of these fingers in the same fret. And for this, we're just going to do P-I-M-A. So thumb on the fifth string, I on the third string, M on the second string, and then A on the first string. So technically we don't really need this first finger here. We could just do it. But this is a basic chord shape that, you know, you're going to strum, and if you're strumming all the chords, you want to make sure you have that finger down. So in a way, it's easier just to put it there. Okay, so we have B7, and then if you want, you can do M-I-M again, P-I-M-A-M-I-M, okay, and then we go to E minor, second finger, fourth string, second fret, and we're gonna arpeggiate from the fourth string to the top string like this, P-I-M-A, and then we're gonna play a G/D chord, which is all open. Open D, open G, open B. Okay. Actually, this actually might be considered a E minor/D chord because we don't have the G there. So we're going from E minor to E minor/D. And then we're going to do a diminished with a C in the bass. Okay, so we have C, third finger. First finger goes 2nd fret, 4th string on the E. Second finger goes on the A, 2nd fret, 3rd string, right underneath it. And then we're going to actually make this like a 9. We're going to add that open B in there. And it's a cool effect. So again, P-I-M-A. Okay, so that little part goes like this. And then we have some fun. We go to A minor, but here we can add a little melody in there that you're gonna hear the piano sort of do. So basically, we do an A minor chord, arpeggiated P-I-M-A, and now we're gonna use our pinky to go to this G. There with our A finger, and then we're going to slide it up to the A. And now we're going to do P and A together, and our first finger is going to go to the G, and then the second finger is going to sort of play that G together. So A goes to G. So it's like, and in between there you can do A, M, I, A. So it's like P-I-M-A-M-A-M-I-A. Okay. And then we have this cool little scale thing on a C add 9 chord. So we do C, 5th string, 3rd fret, 3rd finger. We can do open D, open G. P-I-M, and then we're going to shift to the 5th fret, and when I say 5th fret, again, I'm talking in relationship to the capo. So P-I-M, our 3rd finger is going to go to the 3rd string, and we're going to do P on that note, and then we're going to do a bar, a little bar, just 2 strings on the 3rd fret, and we're going to do that. Okay, so we have bum, bum, like that. Then we're going to shift again all the way up to the 13th fret, 3rd finger, 2nd string, and then our pinky goes up right underneath it on the 1st string, and our 1st finger goes up to the 6th string on the 10th fret, which is the same note as this here. So we're playing C again. Okay, we're just playing a different string. So that little run goes like this. Okay. Then we have what I'm going to call the post-chorus, which is where he says like "beautiful life." Okay, and that is the same as the beginning of the chorus, basically. So it's G, a D/F sharp chord, E minor 7. And then you can go back, turn around, F sharp, back to G. So last time, so we do that twice. On the last time, we just sort of end on the E and wait 2 beats, and then we go back to the verse. Okay? So we play the verse again, we play the chorus again, it's the same thing, post-chorus again. Then we go to the bridge, and the bridge is slightly different. Starts on an E minor chord, but by this time, the song has sort of picked up intensity. So instead of doing the finger picking stuff, we can switch over to strumming if we want. So the way I'm doing it now, I can just go to my basic chords that I was showing you before, when I was saying, well, we don't need this finger necessarily for this, or we don't need this finger for this. Well, now we kind of do want it there because we want to have a nice full sounding chord. So for the bridge, we start on E minor, then we go to the D/F sharp, and then we go to G, and we can add the pinky on the high note there so we can strum all the way through. Then we go to C, then G/B, like this, back to B7, and then here we're going to do the E minor. We're only going to strum this from the 4th string though, just like we did before when we were finger picking it. Now we're just going to strum it once, and then we're going to go to the E minor/D, just strumming it from the 4th string all the way through, and then the A diminished/C. We're going to strum through from the 5th string to the 2nd string and stop. Okay? Then we can go back to our finger picking and do the same little tag that we did at the end of the chorus. Okay? Okay. Actually, come to think of it, I think that the tag there is a little bit different. At the end of the bridge, when you get to the C add 9 chord, we sort of build it up, we get quiet. So we just sort of do like a arpeggiation, P-I-M-A, I-M-A, and I go from like the C to the D, and then I just lead into the chorus. So. F sharp, E minor, C, G, B7, same thing, E minor 4th string, E minor/D, A diminished/C. Okay, and then at the end we have that same tag again, but this time it's a little different. On the end we do, it just sort of repeats M-I-A, 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 and then you just wait for him to sing the last note, and then you strum a G major chord up into the G. Make sure that you have your 2nd finger on the B here, otherwise you're going to get an add 9 chord, which won't really be right. So you can strum up to the 2nd string if you want. Either works. Okay. So the last part is like this. Alright, and that's pretty much the whole song. Good luck.